As someone that's driven in any way, shape, or form, I'm pretty sure you've heard about the importance of having systems. About how if you don't have systems, then you're constantly going to be putting in active work and you're never going to make true progress. You'll just continue to chase your tail. Something about that never quite sat right with me. I've always been someone that likes to live on the edge. And I understand that it's important to reel that in just a little bit. To have some stability. You need a balance of stability and spontaneity in your life. But I never liked the concept of systems. And every time I would do my best to implement those systems, I felt like a slave to them. I felt like a slave to my own consistency in a sense. Although, consistency, it does free you in the long run. In the moment, it's always felt like a chore, something that I had to do, or something that really my heart wasn't in it, my soul wasn't in it. And this video is me breaking it down and giving you an alternative approach to it. I suggest, and this is how I live my life personally, I suggest rhythm over systems. Now, systems are, I don't know, maybe you every single Monday at 8 a.m. you go through a ritual where maybe you have like a video call, you wash your face 3 times or whatever. Like, that's a system. It's something you don't have to think about, and it's something that's constant. It's a constant in your life, and it's not changing. Now, this is good for some people, but for those of you that may feel like you've ever been a slave to a system and you want to break out of the rigid box and see what else is out there, see other avenues, because maybe your soul is pulling you in a different direction, you want to find rhythm and harmony in your actions. Even in the tough times, even when you're having a hard time in your business and maybe things aren't going the way that you had expected them to go, you have to find harmony in that. And there's a peace in that harmony. Think about your favorite song and how maybe the drums hit and the artist's voice just floats over the beat like butter. That's harmony right there. And even the imperfections are baked into the song. They're supposed to be there. It's not imperfect, it just is, and you love it because of that. Imagine if you lived your life with this type of harmony and this type of rhythm and this type of improvisation. That's what we're talking about in this video. Now, there's a 3-step process, because I want to simplify it for you, that you'll be able to use in order to have that rhythm and spontaneity in your life. And the 3 steps are to feel into your fears and obstacles. Number 2 is to move and vibe with them. And number 3 is to anchor your foundation. And I want to take it from anchoring your foundation. I want to start at the end and then work my way back to the beginning. Anchoring your foundation is super important because you need a form of structure in your life. I'm not gonna be a guy that goes against, the rails fully and tells you don't need to have any structure and stability. You need that shit, especially if you're gonna have harmony. You have to have a baseline that you default to. And this takes a little bit of intention. My personal default is the chase of excellence. I love personal development, and I love pushing and stretching myself to be the best, most self-aware version of myself that I can be. So that's my anchor. My anchor is just that awareness. If I feel a lot of emotion and I'm like, shit, I'm really going through it right now, it's important for me to center myself, remind myself who I want to be, and bring that version of me to this present moment, and then handle the situation as I see fit. That's my foundation. Your foundation is your North Star. If you have a faulty foundation, you're not going to be able to build a solid house on top of it. So make sure that your foundation is something that comes to you naturally. It motivates you, it sets your heart on fire, and so that's step number 3. Step number 2 is to move and vibe with your obstacles. Every single day you're going to be tested, you're going to be met with some sort of adversity, and you can go one of 3 ways really. You can revert to what you've always done, which usually doesn't get you anywhere new. You just kind of prolong the cycle that you've been in. You could do something completely new that you've never done before, and it runs the chance of failing or maybe even working, so you never know with the new thing. Or you can do nothing when you are met with adversity. I am a person of extremes, and I recommend going with this one. Like, if you have been met with the same adversity time and time again, it's time to try something new. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So how about we, take the little voice in the back of our head that's been telling us to go for it and bet all the chips on black? How about we just listen to that voice and see what we get out of it, and trust in our ability to return back to our anchor, to our foundation, right? Last but not least on the list, or first actually, is to feel into your fears and your obstacles. I have a fear of not being able to take care of my family the way that I see fit. If I feel like I'm lacking either financially or spiritually, I believe that my energy impacts my household. I live with my 2 sons and my bonus daughter and my girl. So I create the tone in my household. My lady takes care of the home, but if my vibe is off, if I'm not full of life, creativity, authenticity, passion, then my household will lack it, because I am the head of my household. So I feel into my fears, and whenever I feel like I'm lacking or I'm not getting the results that I want to get, I do a quick self-assessment and I measure myself up against whatever adversity I'm feeling, and I say, all right, I feel useless right now. I really feel useless. And it may sound funny coming across the camera, but if you look into my eyes, you can tell that that's me being spiritually vulnerable. And I allow myself to be vulnerable because I have to know what these feelings are rooted in. A lot of people go through life and never know what their feelings are rooted in, and as a result, they never know who they really are. They don't know who they are. They don't get the results that they think they want. So feel into all of your emotions. If you're gonna accept all the good from life, you gotta accept the bad too. Take it all in stride, because as long as you didn't die and you're still breathing, you're not gonna feel this way for the rest of your life. So get used to feeling into your emotion and bouncing back quickly, because time waits on no man. Once you master these 3 principles, you'll find that you now live a harmonious life, and nothing is really good or bad. The results that you get are, they're more of a byproduct. They're both a byproduct of your actions and your state of mind, but they're also, they're signs. They're signs that are letting you know if you're going in the right direction, right? They're the byproduct of your actions, and they also let you know if your trajectory is right. So if you're frustrated that, you didn't close 1 out of 20 of your appointments this week, then maybe you're moving in the right direction because you hold yourself to a high standard, okay? That's all I got for you, man. In the description box of this video, there's a copy of my ebook, How to Kill Procrastination and Live the Utmost Clarity, in order to have that breakthrough moment that you've been searching for. It's completely free. And I speak about this concept of finding harmonious rhythm instead of creating more systems in your life. I speak about it intensively in the book. So go ahead, grab your copy today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I hope you learned something from this video. And even if you didn't learn something, I hope you learned something. I'm Lionheart Chris, and I'm going to see you in the next one.